Hello baby girls and welcome to a new book haul. My TBR is now over 200 books again. I know guys, I know. I kind of wanted to have my physical TBR completely gone by next year September, so I have 11 months to read 200 books. We have, I think, 32 new books on the list. I have them all beside me. Also, I have no specific way of how I want to do this. I usually do it by store. I think I'll just do it by author and genre. I think for now that's the easier option. Okay, hair's gonna be tucked behind the ears because we're gonna get serious now. I mainly bought thrillers since that is the genre that I do mainly read, and then I have a few romance books and 2 or 3 fantasy books, so not that crazy. I will say where I got some books from if I feel like it is relevant. Let's start with fantasy since there I have the least amount of. I didn't even say I got all these books in England. I don't know where my intro skills went. So me and my mom, we enjoy going to England. I'm going to study in England, blah blah blah. Since books are incredibly cheap in England, I think it's the cheapest place in the world, I'd honestly say. I tend to never really buy books in the Netherlands or when I'm somewhere else or order them off Amazon because half of the time I know I can get them for cheaper if I don't. Let's just start. So the first book that I got was Lightlark by Alex Astor. So I've been getting in my fantasy era, as you can see. It's for me right now. Thriller, fantasy, romance. Romance is very on the back burner for me right now. I have heard such mixed reviews, but I don't know. I feel like this would be kind of my vibe, and I really hope it is because I just really hope I can enjoy this. I'm pretty sure it's young adult, so I'm very excited because young adult just tends to be a lot easier to read and you tend to have a lot more fun, and it's very easygoing. If you guys want me to include this in a video, please let me know, because I think I'm gonna stray away from doing very specific reading vlogs for I'm water now. I'm gonna stray away from doing very specific reading vlogs for specific books, and I think I'd rather just include them when I do a bigger reading vlog with a challenge or something, because then you guys still get to see my reactions, but it's more fun than just me reading these books. Second fantasy book and last fantasy book, which was, I'm not breathing, Two Twisted Crowns. This is book 2 of Shepherd King, and I recently read One Dark Window. Oh my god, I actually bought the first book and only bought the first book and actually read it. The fuck? I really love the vibes of that book, and that is the ultimate fall book that I've ever read, I think. I just fear I'm gonna eat this up, and I needed to have this for fall. This is the most fall book ever. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, romance. Going in for the run now. So I only bought 2 books by the same author. The rest is all different authors, so I'm just going to do those 2 first, and then we will continue into the individual authors. So I bought Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. So have I finished Chestnut Springs? No. Have I read Wild Love? No, but I want to start the series. People say it's not their favorite series of her. I'm not expecting anything out of this world. I love her writing. I get through them so quickly. The stories are just so cute, and I don't know, I just really enjoy her books, and everyone's still been enjoying them. And I was just let me just get the first book. It was also only £3, crazy price. So I was you know, if it ends up not being my vibe, I don't need to continue the series. I hope I really enjoyed this. I hope this is my vibe. Yeah, but I feel you can't really go wrong with Elsie Silver. And on that same note, I also got Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver for £6. But as I said, I haven't read Wild Love yet, but I've seen immaculate things about it. I haven't given any book in the Chestnut Spring series a 5 stars so far, but I'm really hoping that this series will be my ultimate Elsie Silver experience. Not that I don't enjoy her Chestnut Spring series, I absolutely adore it. It's just not been a 5 star so far for me. Then moving on, I bought Daydream by Hannah Grace, and look at these sprayed edges. So my Wildfire copy has this as well. Actually, these are all the Works special editions. As I said, romance is kind of on the down low for me. I don't know why. I really struggle with it at the moment. It's just I'm not drawn to it. Also just because the spice is putting me off for some reason, because I used to just love books like that. I was I loved Credence, the fuck. I need something more than just a romance to keep me going. But then on the other hand, I also just want a really sweet emotional story. I don't know, I just think I need to give it another go, and I bet I'll love it. It's just I don't want to be in a slump, but I already am in a slump, so what have I got to lose? Then I bought for £3 between Commitment and Betrayal. And I've seen this series kind of float around. I haven't seen too much about it, but I've seen a few reviews here and there. I've just seen people say most of the time that this is just a bit of fun. And honestly, I feel like that's what I need to get me out of my slump. I'm really debating to read this to get me out of my slump. It's like marriage of convenience, fake dating. He's commanding, I'm cooperative. He's loud when I stay quiet. And both of our names are on my father's will. Come here. Billionaire love. I was literally yesterday thinking about how I need another book that hit the same as Dreamland Billionaires, as the Kane brothers. And I feel like this might be it. I feel like this might hit like that. There are already 4 books out in the series, I think. And they were all £3 at the works, but I refrained and I said I'm just gonna buy book 1. It might be too cringe, it might be too meh. Like nothing worth continuing a series over. And if I don't have them, I don't feel necessarily obligated. Next, I bought Out on a Limb. I already have her other series, like the Next of Kin and the Next to You, those 2. And I have heard that this is an emotional roller coaster. I've seen people cry at the end of this book, and I feel like this is exactly the type of romance that I was just talking about that I need. There's just that emotional level that I want, what I'm like kind of searching for now in a romance rather than just like insta-levy, like. Though I know myself, and I'm gonna put this off because I know it's emotional and I don't want to be emotional. But on the other hand, maybe this is just what I need to get out of my slump. I am struggling, girls. I'm struggling so hard. This is One Night Stand, Unexpected Pregnancy, and obviously he's out of a limb. I don't think I could have said that. I'm just gonna move on. Then I got Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, though I have heard that this is her spiciest book so far. I'm scared that I'm not gonna be able to enjoy that in the state that I'm in right now and where my attraction towards romance lies right now. But it's Ali Hazelwood and I love her, and I love her writing and I love her vibes, and maybe this is what I need to get out of my slump. I still have another book by her that I haven't read. Huh? Who knows? Do I have any clue what this is about? No, but I'm pretty sure this is again in her STEM Women in STEM series. Also has some serious themes. Okay, maybe this is something more for me than I thought. Then the last romance book that I have bought in these 33 books that I apparently bought is Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. So again, have I read Love Redesigned? No. I got scared because I was so excited when I heard that it was like out and it was coming out because I love Lauren Asher, okay? Lauren Asher is like my bae. And then I heard that there were so many mixed reviews and a lot of people actually didn't like it, and I got really scared. I don't think it's still off-putting, but I'm obviously still a bit nervous. But like on the other hand, I need to trust my own opinion and that I love Lauren Asher and I will probably enjoy it like crazy. But I've seen a lot of people say that this was even better, and from what I've heard, it gives the same vibes as Final Offer, and Final Offer I gave 5 stars. It was one of my favorite romance books I've ever read. It's one of my favorite books that I've ever read, period. Though these books are like 600 pages, I feel like a lot of people said like if you really enjoy the couple and if you really enjoy the story, it doesn't feel like too much. It feels like not enough, and you want to have as much content from the couple as you could. Also, Final Offer wasn't short either. That one was also like 550 pages, if not more. So I feel like that's not really gonna be an issue. Also, the font is big. Like, people, stop complaining. Just enjoy your pages, and if you don't want to read all this, then don't. Says the girl who cannot DNF. For the thrillers that are in front of me, I'm just gonna again do the double authors, so to say, just an author where I've bought more books from than just Uno, and then we'll just go into all the other books that are in front of me. So let's go with the author that I bought the most books from. 6 books. You must think I really enjoy reading the books by this author because you probably think I'm insane, right? But me and my mom both love her, so we're all good. And I have 4 books by her and I read all of them already. And I read 3 of them in 1 month. So let's just continue. So this author is obviously Claire Douglas. Not obviously, maybe you don't know me, and that was not obvious, but it is Claire Douglas. So let's just start with the first book. So I got Local Girl Missing. This one was from the works, floppy as frick. Do I know what it's about? No. Do I want to know? No. I just know that I like her writing. I love listening to her books as well as audiobooks. I actually listened to all her books. They're quite character driven, or like just the thriller kind of evolves around the characters, and you get very like in-depth character growth and just like you get a lot about the characters. You get fed a lot of information about the characters, and I feel like when I listen to the audiobook I just get such a better like perception of what these people are really like. There's always a twist and it's always like interesting and I love them. I just have a great time with them. So when I saw that the Works put out a bunch of books by her, because she basically they have been out for a longer period of time, but hey guys, we stumbled upon another episode of Sophia. Cannot speak for the life of her. So what I was gonna say, that Claire Douglas, she like redid all her covers. They didn't necessarily get like published by a different publishing house. Some were from HarperCollins, some were from Penguin, but I think they're all now Penguin with newer covers. But there's older covers that are also Penguin. So I tried to explain that, but I couldn't. That's what I was gonna say. They just have new covers, period. That's the story. Thank you. So I got this one. I'm just gonna show you them because I have no clue what each of them are about. I just love her as an author, so I see the name and I buy it, okay? So then we got Last Seen Alive. This is obviously a very intriguing title. She can run, but she can't hide. The next one was The Couple at Number 9. That one was also from the Works, including this one. They were all £4, which wasn't even that bad of a price. Obviously, some of them I think I could have found at a charity shop, but now they're like £4. Really not that bad. And this one I have seen around a lot more. I've seen more people talk about this one. So, ooh, Police Investigation, Killer at Large. Okay, that's gonna be my next read. Then this one I did get at a charity shop. So The Sisters. This one is still in like a pretty good condition, but this one was published by HarperCollins, as you can see, so it does have a bit of a different vibe. Do Not Disturb. So I got this one at Asda, which is a grocery store which sells books. This one's also, I still think, still an older cover. This is her newest book, I'm pretty sure. The Wrong Sister. This one I got at Asda, I'm pretty sure. Every Family Has Secrets, some more deadly than others. Those were all 6 books that I got by Claire Douglas. As you can obviously see, they do look quite nice all next to each other. And then I have 4 more. 2 of those match these covers, 2 are the older covers, but hey, who really cares? The next author I got 2 books from, which is TJ Newman, and you've probably seen them around. I'm just going to show them at the same time. So I got Falling and Drowning. So these are books about planes. These are thrillers about planes. And this one, I'm pretty sure is being turned into a movie. I don't know if this one is too, but they're kind of like action-packed thrillers. People have said they feel more like an action movie than anything else, which I love. I have been obsessed with planes since I think last year, February. I started watching a bunch of plane documentaries. I watch plane YouTube videos on a regular basis, okay? And when I saw these books, I was just like, I need them. I've seen reviews where people complain that it's too much about the plane. I'm like, give me more. This is gonna up my rating because I want to know about the technical bits of this plane and why it crashed. So this one is about, yeah, it says, you just boarded a flight to New York. There are 143 other passengers on board. What you don't know is that 30 minutes before the flight, your pilot's family was kidnapped. For his family to live, everyone on your plane must die. That sounds like a fucking action movie. And this one crashes into the ocean. I think that's why it's called Drowning. This one's Falling. Hey. But I actually bought this one at Waterstones for a full price because I was just like, hey, it's cheaper than on Amazon. It was £9. And I really wanted it, and they had this one as well, but I was like, let me just read this one first. I'm gonna just be a responsible almost adult and go with that, you know, mature decision. But then I literally a day or so later saw this one at a charity shop for £2, and I was like, hey, that's fate. I need to take it with me. I need to buy that. It just means that I am gonna love Falling, and I want this one too. You know, the universe has just decided that for me already. So. And then the only other author that I also got multiple books from is T.M. Logan. So I got 2 books as well. I got The Catch, which I got at a charity shop for £2.50. I have still 2 other books by him that I haven't read. I've read 2. One I really love, the other one not so much. But my mom has read all the books by him that I do own, and she really likes him as an author. So for me, it's just kind of like I also bought them for her. And if in the long run I decide I don't want to read any more books by him, then my mom can have them, you know? Because if I wouldn't have read them, she would have. So these are kind of like half on my TBR. I still have to kind of decide, see where my emotion lies with this author, because I read The Holiday by him and I really enjoyed it. And then I have read The Curfew, which was just, I mean, I was in a really big slump then already, so it might have had something to do with that, I'm not sure. But then I also got The Dream Home, and I did get this one at Asda as well, at the grocery store. And I have no clue what this is about either. If you had never opened the door, your family would be safe. We'll see. We will see what I will do. These 5 books are all kind of a subgenre. So these are all seasonally placed. I don't even know if that's how you could say anything. These are all kind of seasonal thrillers. So I thought I'd just do all these in one go. So these are 5 books. So the first one is obviously spooky season. I got Trick or Treat. If this doesn't scream Halloween, I don't know what does, girl. But this is a there's like this Halloween killer. Yeah, as Halloween approaches, the mutilated body of a young woman is found in a remote field, supposed to resemble a piece of ancient religious art. And this is a detective inspector book. This takes place in Oxford. What would you want more? And even if this isn't as good of a thriller, I bet this is gonna be a perfect vibe for me to read in October. Then the next 2 books are kind of like summer related, and I know it's kind of stupid that I bought them now, but they were both at a charity shop, and I was just like, I'll just take my chance. Because I read all my summer thrillers already, obviously this summer, so I don't have it's not like I didn't read all of them and I have some still for next year. No, I have 0. And that's honestly one of my favorite subgenres of thriller books, like the seasonal ones. They just always hit for some fucking reason. So I got 2 summary ones. So the first one is Don't Look Back by Joe Spain. So I already read another book by Joe Spain this year. I read The Perfect Lie, which I also really enjoyed. I gave 4 stars or something like that. It was the perfect honeymoon until she confessed to murder. It kind of is giving the same vibe as The Perfect Lie, but I don't care. I enjoyed The Perfect Lie that I read this summer, so then I have another book by her for next summer. It's just perfect. And then the next book that I got is Pretty Guilty Woman, and this is just a group of women who go to this spa in California and to celebrate some wedding, and something goes wrong, and it's kind of like an Agatha Christie, only these couple of people could have killed these people. It's a smart, twisty, heartbreaking by Team Logan. 1 murder, 4 confessions, every word is a lie. I feel like this is just gonna be, even again, as I said, even if it's not good, I feel like this is just gonna be a bit of fun. And honestly, that's all you need when you're laying by the pool. It feels so weird to talk about the pool right now with my fall decorations all around me, but these 2 books for the seasonal are Christmas, obviously good time. I only had 2 books that were kind of on my winter TBR, and last year I read a Christmas book, and I ate that up. It was so good. It was one of the best thrillers actually that I had read in a very long time at that time, and I had so much fun, and I was like, I need more. I need more for next winter, and I got. So then this first book is actually by the same author that I read last winter. So I read book number 2 and I bought book number 4, but I was like, it's kind of irrelevant because I found them both at charity shops basically. And I was like, it's kind of irrelevant if I don't have book number 3 or 1, because I'm at this point I'm all just reading them randomly. But I found book number 3, so I can actually read kind of in the right order, because I don't need to read book 1, because at the start of book 2 they just spoiled the whole book 1, so I don't really care. These are all individual events, but they're with the same detective, and they all take place around Christmas. What's more perfect? I swear to God, if this is not an alias, because Alex Pine and you write fucking Christmas books, Christmas winter thrillers, and your name is Pine, that's either you forced that, or it's an alias, or it's destiny. And then the next book, which is absolutely mini, is The Killer's Christmas List. And this is giving kind of the same vibe as Trick or Treat. It says, Angel of the North, a body lies waiting. The dead man is posed with a child's Christmas list in his pocket, and the first mysterious item, number 1, no angels, crossed off. And then they find another body with a kind of similarity. So obviously the killer's Christmas list. The rest is all kind of random. The next book that I got is Every Move You Make. The next book that I got is Every Move You Make by C.L. Taylor, which wrote The Guilty Couple. If you don't know The Guilty Couple, I gave 4.75. I loved it. Only problem is I bought another book by her last time I was in England. I read it. It was called Sleep. I didn't love that one. Maybe it was because I listened to it as an audiobook and it was the readathon Depths of the Night. So I'm gonna be more focused reading this one. It's something about a stalker. Keep your friends close, your enemies closer. Again, don't really want to know what this is about. This is one of her, I think this is her newest release. The Housemaid is Watching. I read the first 2 books in the series. I have seen it. This has the lowest amount of ratings. The lowest rating out of all 3. People said that this one kind of was unnecessary, that they said that The Housemaid should have just been a standalone. I kind of agree. Just from reading the second book, I enjoyed the second book individually, but I feel like it didn't necessarily have to be a series. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I do love Freida McFadden. I don't think this is necessarily going to disappoint. Maybe it'll disappoint in the terms of what people were expecting, but I don't have very high hopes. so I feel like I'll be fine. I don't really know what this is about, obviously, except for that the housemate is watching, as she obviously says, which is hashtag spoiler, the fuck. But hey, I don't think Freedom of Fountain is gonna disappoint necessarily. I think it's good that my expectations aren't through the roof, so like there's not much room for disappointment. I got Bridges to Burn by Marion Todd. So this is part of a series, another detective series, and I read the first one, and I have like book number 4 and this is book number 7. It's just I find it quite hard to find them in store or anywhere, so whenever I do see one in store, I just buy them. Okay, I enjoy the first book and I want to keep reading it. This is book number 8 actually. I don't really know how much they sell on Amazon. Hold on. $13.42. And it would arrive 28th of October to 4th of November. It's the 28th of fucking September. Yeah, so I think it's pretty fair that I wait until they're fucking £2.50. Maybe the Works like comes into clutch and releases them all, because Works, I will send you an email. Please get in touch with Marion Todd. Her books needs to be out and more accessible. Moving on, I got The Next Wife by Liz Lawler. That's a hell of a name. This reminded me a lot of Behind Closed Doors, and it actually says on the back, The Next Wife is a dark, heart-stopping story of what really goes on behind closed doors. Fans of Samantha Downing, I didn't love a book by her. B.A. Paris, love. J.P. Delaney, my mom loved. Will be completely enthralled by this completely addictive read. I said, I'm not sure about this. My mom said just buy it. You know, it said that it's good by some authors that we both love. You know, it'll be fine if we don't like it. We paid £2, throw on Vinted, you know? It's also very short. This is kind of giving a Amazon, like, indie published feel. And I'm pretty sure this is on Kindle Unlimited. Editing Sophia, correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty sure. Moving on, I got Out of Bounds by Val McDermid. So I read Still Life by Val McDermid, which was my first ever Val McDermid book. Gave it 5 stars immediately. So I've just been kind of like collecting her books when I see them. They almost are always at charity shops. This is part of the series that I really enjoyed. Again, there's also an audiobook of this on Nextory, which I love. Use my code if you want to get a 50-day free trial. I think 45 to 50 days in the description. They have this series and a bunch of her other books on there as well. They also have like a bunch of like popular books. They have like Hannah Grace, they have everything. They have Lightlark too, by the way. They have Fourth Wing, ACOTAR, everything. Okay, so yeah, I'm really excited to read this. Still Life, I listened to as an audiobook, and I'm 99% sure the same person who narrated that audiobook narrated this one too, and I loved her accent. I just loved listening to her, so I really hope that's true and I'm not just bullshitting on my butthole. We have 4 books left, guys. 4! And then I'm actually gonna stop talking for the next 4 days because this is exhausting. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna film my fall TBR after this as well. Huh? Girl, the video would just be me like this. I got The Breakdown by B.A. Paris. As I just said, I love B.A. Paris. I recently, in my most recent readathon, I read Behind Closed Doors by her, and I loved it. It was so good. Again, I have no clue what this is about with her books. I don't want to know. I just have a great time, and every single time it's just because I didn't know. I didn't know what to expect, so my camera's dying great. Then I got Twisted Wing, and I didn't really know how to feel about this because I didn't really know what vibe this was giving. Checked Goodreads. Somebody said expected murder mystery ended up with a psychological thriller. And that sold me, you know? And this one takes place in Cambridge, and it says the discovery of the headless body of a female undergraduate in her blood-soaked college room marks the start of a series of bizarre murders by a killer the media called and it said forensic psychiatrist, and I want to be a forensic psychologist, so I was like, hey girl, come here, perf. I need a burp, but it's not coming. It's making me really anxious. Then I got The Executioner by Chris Carter. So I already read book number 3 in a series. Then I saw number 4 when I was reading number 3. I was like, I want it. Then I said to myself, they have these in a bunch of charity shops. I'll be fine. I'm gonna look for them. And I saw this one. I was like, oh my god, yes, book number 1. No, this is book number 2. So I still need to find book number 1 before I can actually continue the fucking series. The first one is The Crucifix Killer. These are really good, but if you're squeamish, don't read them. And then the final book is not gonna be added to my physical TBR because I already own it, but this is my I would say this is my favorite thriller book I've ever read, and I just got a copy that I saw at a charity shop for me to lend out, you know, and that's The Jigsaw Man. If you haven't read this, go read it right now. I absolutely love this book. I love this author. She's such a queen. Because some of my friends, they have been asking me what book should I start with. I like thrillers. This one is very, very good. It's a little bit gruesome. It's a little bit on the longer side, obviously, which might not be the best for everyone, but it's one of my favorite books, and if I want to lend it out to people, I don't have to worry about my copy being destroyed because this one's from This one is from a charity shop, and I don't have to worry about what happens to it. Those were all the books that I bought in England this time. I hope you enjoyed this haul. I know it was kind of chaotic, but I am chaotic, and if you don't like that, then please leave, but maybe subscribe and like first before you do that. If you're still watching, comment this little emoji here, and I will see you when I see you, and hopefully that is soon, because hopefully you like my video and you like me. Okay, bye guys!